This is an album, Orson Welles, The Begatting of the President, and it goes from FDR up to the current time, and Mr. Welles was very sensitive and kind, asked me not to even mention it.
Yes, I know, that's the way it goes. So, well, it's biblical.
It is biblical and humorous.
But comical in intention.
Good combination.
Yes, yes.
What does it mean that you were a brigadier general once?
Now, there's a question. Well, you want my war memories, do you?
I'd like that.
Well, I used to be drafted every month all during the war.
Oh.
And I was drafted every month and thrown out the same day because of a bad back and a lot of other things. But drafted every month because the draft board contained some Hearst people. And Hearst was after me because of Kane, and this was a good way to needle me. So right up to the end, when there were, you know, just the bottom of the barrel was lining up, you know, dressed like they do at the end of the first act of Hair, and waiting to shuffle off into oblivion, there I was a familiar figure, I may say, in the draft department. And during the course of the war, I was sent on several totally idiotic missions of one sort and another, in a civilian capacity. But when you are flown over or near enemy territory as a civilian, they give you sort of a semi-official title so that if you're captured, highly unlikely situation, you will be treated by the rank that your documents say you have. And several times I was a major and I made chicken colonel, and once as a joke somebody made me brigadier general, which wasn't that unusual. Sometimes kind of faintly well-known people got to be brigadier general on a piece of paper in case you were captured. Well, here I am in the draft board right near the end of the war once again. We're all lined up, and for some reason the sergeant says, all right, anybody who's ever been in the Army or have held any rank, please step forward. And about 10 of us step forward. He says, all right, anybody, what the rank? Anybody above the rank of corporal? And that left about 3.
Yeah.
He says, above the rank of sergeant, and that left me. Now you know the rest of this. I had been up for several nights, and I wasn't at my best. I didn't think. And he says, what was your rank? And I said, brigadier general. And he said, all right, down on your hands and knees and pick up all the cigarette butts, general. And I spent the rest of the day naked, picking up cigarette butts for having been a general. That's my my war service.
None of that was captured on film.
Luckily, no.
Yeah.
We didn't make those kind of movies then.
I wonder, we only have 2 minutes left, has anyone ever made a pornographic masterpiece?
I think it could only be a masterpiece of pornography, but not a masterpiece which was pornographic, if you understand what I mean. In other words, if what you're after is to excite people sexually, overexcite them or stimulate them, then it should be possible to make a film which is exciting and is therefore a masterpiece of excitation. But you cannot make a film masterpiece which is pornographic, because the material is antipathetic to the film. You can get as dirty as you want, but not also excite people, because exciting people during the course of a story, exciting them sexually, is changing the subject so completely that you have no more narrative form.
Well, there goes my project.
What you'd been thinking for?
Now, someone asked about that the other day, and I was curious about it. We have a minute left. If we were loading on the Ark now, and you could grab 4 or 5 films, not your own, but other people's, to save on the Ark for posterity, what would you grab? Too tough?
Quick, another answer.
Another question?
Yeah.
Oh.
Another. You've
2 films.
Thrown me. 2 films.
Yeah.
2 films. 2 films. Grande Illusion of Renoir.
Yeah.
And something else.
I'll never do that to you again. We will be back after this message for a local station. Thank you, Mr. Welles.
Dick, I think I ought to explain for our viewers that Something Else, of course, is the film directed by James Cruise with Rod LaRocque and Corinne Griffith.
There is a something else?
Look it up.
Oh, you've stunned me, and I'm sorry I grabbed you with that question like that. But you did.
It's something we'll all look for.
Grundillusion and something else. Gee, thank you for being here. This is really a pleasure, and I feel very lucky to know
Great
you
one from me.
at all.
Thank you.
Please come again.
It was great.
Sorry?
They'll look it up now.
They will. You've pulled a hoax on the public.